Well, hello everyone. This is Robin Carter with Robin's Creations. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas. And today I'm here to share my part 2 of my 2 videos of where I'm going to make 8 alternative cards from one card base using the October 2024 Nest of Christmas Paper Pumpkin Kit. So if you missed that first video, there will be a link to that at the end of my video. There I share the first 3 alternatives, and I also share tips of how to color the cardinal stamp that's in our kit. But before we begin, let me thank those of you that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. We did reach 3,800 and we're well on our way to 3,900. So I need 55 more subscribers to reach that goal. And if you can be a part of that, I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every subscriber that I have since day one of me making videos. So thank you for sticking with me and watching my videos. Let's start with some Stampin' Up! Business news. There's a few days left, a week or so left of the kit collection, and one that I've been wanting is finally back in stock, and I may have to grab that one while it's discounted. Also, there is a Stampin' Up! Promotion for the starter kit. So through the end of this month, you get an additional $30 for signing up as a demonstrator. You usually get $125 worth of product for $99, and through the end of October you get $155. So whether you're looking to be a demo or start your own business, I would love for you to be a part of my team. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I can help you answer any questions you may have. So let me switch to hands down so you can get to the additional information of the coming paper pumpkin kits. All right, we're here hands down, and going on now is the November paper pumpkin kit called Filled with Joy. It's going to include 8 stockings with gift tags. Now I do know these will hold a gift card, at least what I've heard. They will hold a gift card, so that'd be a great gift giving cute little project for gift cards. And then there's December, and it is going to be a card kit. You can see here it has some vellum pieces and some nice scalloped edges. I'm not sure what that is part of, but that's a while away. And also still available, I did check before the video, are the add-on dies called the Merry Tags and More dies, item number 165639. And I'll show those in a second, and those are still available. So if you miss those, you might want to grab those up. This great big tag, a little Mary, and this great fern die. All right, and this is the kit as designed, but like I said, right now I'm working on this card base, the one here on the left. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you will receive a sleeve where you can store your stamps, as well as, let me get a 1-inch square of the coordinating cardstock, so you can store your ink spots upside down so the ink is ready to go on top, much like our full-size pads. So if you're new, there is a link to in this video box of where you can subscribe through me, shop with the host code, also my Etsy shop and things like that I will show as we go along. Here are the Merry Tags and More that I said I would show you. I hope they're, well, the Merry is missing because it's over by my die cut machine, but you can see this nice big tag. And if you know tips of die cutting, you could make this a shorter tag just by partial cutting or sticking it back in and cutting it off at the edge. And then this great nice big fern. Here we go. And this magnet does not come in here. It's a scrap from my magnets that I store all my dies on. That way they're not flopping around in the envelope. So those are part of my favorite things that I share in the description box also. All right, today, well, I gave it away. I did not mean to have that right there. But my last video, we worked with 1 piece. And let me grab those real quick. So I had to make 2 of this one just so I could show you how I made it. But we made 1 card using the outline there. And then with the inside piece that punches out of here, we made 2 additional cards. So those are 3 of the 8. So I'm going to get busy now sharing the other 5 using these 2 pieces. All right, let's start with the easy one. It's this one. And let me tell you, I loved this piece. I hope it's showing the reflection of it is foiled with shaded spruce leaf images. So I really like that. And I couldn't decide whether I wanted to use that solid or cut it in half. But I decided to cut it in half. So I already have one made up. So I have the other half here to make. All right, so you need the half of that, and I just cut it in half. Let me see. That's about 275, which would be right if it's 5.5 tall. We're going to need a thick white card base. And again, I brought in a basic beige piece for a layer, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Then I brought in one of my favorite die sets of all. I've got a little thing that didn't punch out there. It's called the Spotlight in Nature dies. And I did this one in emerald, shaded spruce. I wanted to say Emerald Envy, and that is a old retired color. So anyway, I did that in shaded spruce, and that is done with the second largest die. I should have those over here to show you. Got all kinds of little goodies in my little boxes. Oh, they're right here by my side. All right, so you get 12 dies with this. So you can see I rearranged mine so the similar ones are on the same page, whatever. And I did use this second largest die here of the slats. Now you could use the flowery one. Those are the same size, so it doesn't matter which one you choose. And if you would like to add these to your collection, it's 163580. Those have gone in and out of stock multiple times, but hopefully they're here in stock to stay because they were quite popular at first. All right, and then we're going to need, I'm going to use things out of the kit. This little pine piece out of the kit, and the big cardinal out of the kit. So I do kind of look at, when I start my alternatives, I go, okay, what are all the things they used in that card base? And I try to use those pieces at least with that same design. So that's why I'm bringing these in. So like I said, this is going to be a quick, easy card. And so feel on your card base. This side seems to be a hair bigger. And we're going to attach this. At first I thought the bottom, but then I thought I'd do it at the top so it looks like a night sky back there. So I'm going to do this one at the top. You can decide, I kind of want this not to show. Well, it's probably not going to show either way. So whichever way you want to cover up. Again, this is a basic beige piece that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I like to use my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. I filled it up last time, so it's nice and easy to get the glue out. All right, I'm all thumbs this morning, or this afternoon. All right, and let's put that there. I think on my other one I trimmed it a hair, but we're going to go ahead and stick with that. Let me peek at my card to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, and then I'm going to add some ribbon. Now in my first one I used some current shaded spruce ribbon. Let me grab that for you here right now. And we haven't had shaded spruce ribbon in a while, but it's right here, and it's item number 164224. Now I happen to have a stash of red ribbon that I caught off the clearance rack last time, and that's what I'm going to use. There is some cherry cobbler that's current if you would like to add red ribbon to yours. And so this is how I add ribbon. I just lay it across the top, get my sharp scissors, and trim it so it'll flip along the back part right there. So that's all I need, and that is about a little over 5.5 inches, so 5 5/8. And I'm gonna wrap this around here, just kind of eyeball about where it goes. I'm gonna get my tear and tape, put some here on the back. All right, I can take off these backings. And then I flip it back around where I can see where it is. And I'm going to try not to cover very much of the greenery here. And I'm going to turn it over like that. Okay, so there is our base piece. And now I can attach this to my thick white card base. So I'm going to just use the multi-purpose liquid glue that's in my fine tip glue bottle. By the way, my favorite things, if you're new to my channel, are things that Stampin' Up! Does not sell that I find very helpful in organizing my supplies or things to use, like that fine tip glue bottle. And I can't talk and get that straight. So there we go. We've attached that there. Now you can probably guess, I'm just going to mount this on this circle. Now I want as much as the berries to show. So since this is a circle, it doesn't matter right now which direction. So I'm going to add some glue. I may have got a little happy and went off where the circle is. I'm going to kind of center that there, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this cardinal from the kit. He's a nice big cardinal, but I know I only have to put it right there in the center. And then, like I said, I want the berries to show, so that's how I'm going to put him on the pine die piece from our kit. All right, let's finish this card by adding him with dimensionals. That'll give a little interest to this card. I've got ink pads all over here in front of my dimensional stash. We'll just start a new stash here. I do like to cut mine in half. So I go on the flat side and cut them in half. All right, and then we'll put about, I don't know, 5 or so around the circle. So that really only uses 2.5 dimensionals. Let's see if I can move this one over a little bit. There we go. And take off the backings. All right, and we're going to put him right here. Now we're going to save room for a sentiment, and you can choose if you want Christmas sentiments. I'm going to show you what I have on my Etsy shop. I have a cut file for all the sentiments that came with this kit. So this is in black though. This is Happy Holidays. I am a Merry Christmas kind of girl, so I did the Christmas, and I also have a Merry, a little bitty Merry in here. Well, that's not stamped, but that's the cut file. And then we also have the Merry from the kit. I'm working on a shadow for that Merry, which I will add as soon as I get it finalized. It takes me a little longer to get the SVG done. I'm looking for that right now. Okay, I have a bunch of them pre-stamped. Here are some red Christmases, since I love red, and it also helps bring that out. And like I said, I'm working on the shadow to the Merry, and I happen to have a red one pre-cut here. And you know, he kind of shows, but he doesn't stand out really well. So I thought if I back him with white, he would show up even better. Now I have pre-cut this, and I did put some tear and tape on the back. It was just a sliver, so it may take me a little bit to get all the bits off. By the way, if you are, did I say tear and tape? These are adhesive sheets, but if you are in a pinch, you can use your tear and tape in place of the adhesive sheets. By the way, I also realized in my last video, I did get a little mixed up in what was in the kit and what was add-on or anything. The add-on are what are the dies, and apparently I didn't get enough adhesive on that. I can put it right here on the Y. And then the coordinating products is the winterly treetops. So that is not included in the kit. That's an additional purchase, and it's items that can coordinate with this kit. All right, so there is our Mary. So what do you think that with a backing on there? So I'm gonna add that, I think, to my Etsy shop. I obviously should have used a bigger piece of adhesive sheet, but if you wanted this to be a Merry Christmas card, you could easily do Merry Christmas, and of course I'd probably put that on dimensional so it's the same level there. If you prefer to have just a bunch of winter season cards, then the coordinating product, the Wintry Treetops, has this great Thinking of You Always that I've used on a lot of my cards, and I have those pre-stamped here. And there is a separate cut file for this on my Etsy shop as well. So this will be, and I have my other one done here. You can see I made him Thinking of You Always. Since I knew I was going to do that, I brought the bird down a little further. But again, if you're going to want to do Merry Christmas, bring him up a little bit further so that you can have plenty of room to put those. You could also do the little Mary stamp from our kit. It'd be real small, and you could bunch those together. So this is my fourth and fifth alternative out of that one card base. I'm going to keep those in case I decide to use them on my next card. To show you options, I like to show options. Okay, so what we're left with is this piece right here. And we're going to cut it into 3 pieces. Now, to get about as equal as possible, you're going to do 2 of them at 1 3/8, and you're left with about 1 1/2. So I already have a piece of 1 done, so I'm going to work on that one. And I'm going to add something that I didn't do the first time I did this. So again, we're going to need a thick white card base, another basic beige layer, and by the way, I did not mention these are embossed with the Birch 3D embossing folder that is a part of the Wintry Treetops, I think it's called Nest of Christmas suite, but you can buy the embossing folder individually. If you'll hold on, I'll grab that. Okay, it was over by my die cut machine, and you can see here it is a great big folder. There's a traditional A2 card base, and so it's about 6 inches by 8.5 inches, and I like that because you can put your paper wherever you want to. So it fits both ways as well. So I like that they're big like that. And this is the Birchwood 3D. I do always label mine because once you take them out of the package, there's nothing on here to tell you what the name of that is. And the item number for this embossing folder is 164069 if you're interested in adding that to your collection. All right, where did I leave off? Oh, we're getting out pieces. All right, I have a piece of that left that I want to put there. And then again, I use the same spotlight on nature. And then I cut some pine out of the dies of the Winterly Treetops. So we're going to need 3 of those. And those are die cut with the shaded spruce. I do like the dies. There's actually 2 of these, so it doesn't take you as long to die cut them. So here are the dies for the wintry treetops, or yeah, wintry treetop dies. So as you can see, there's 2 of the pine dies here, and of course I've been using the garland piece, and I did use that in the first alternative. Oh, let's see, I do have the bundle number if you're interested. So the bundle comes with the stamp set and the dies, and the bundle number is 164066. And keep in mind that if you were interested in doing the suite and the suite says currently unavailable, it just means one item that coordinates with everything. So that could be designer series paper, the bundle, the embossing folder, and there was some ribbon or trim as part of that. And I think the ribbon has been unavailable, so that would make the whole suite unavailable, but you could still order those individual pieces if they are available. All right, so here is 1/3 of that green piece, and I do need to trim this. I'm going to trim it to 5 3/8, and when I already have a piece trimmed to 4 1/8, plus I want this to be exactly the same as that, I generally go off of that piece of cardstock and then just take my scissors and trim it. That's much easier that way. Now, like I said, I'm going to do what I did on my, I guess it was the first or second alternatives. I really liked adding in this little leaf stamp that was part of our kit onto this green piece. So let me get a piece of scrap paper. You can see I've used it already. And then my shaded spruce. I'm going to use my large shaded spruce pad just for convenience. And I still have that little piece of something on there. I'll get my take your pick tool and work on it. So just randomly stamp these leaves around this part. And I like twisting and turning it so the leaves are in different directions. You can even have some half on and half off. So just a random stamping. No particular instruction. Just kind of cover the whole thing. And if it looks a little like it needs a little, you can do just the part there. And I'm going to do the piece there. So I'll hold this up. So just randomly stamp that leaf, and it really brings this little piece to life, I think. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I have my chamois wet still, so I can clean off that stamp. All right. Let's get rid of the scrap piece of paper. Okay, so now let's start with our card base. Again, feel for which one is on top. And I have, again, a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 piece of basic beige. And I need my Tombow multi-purpose glue. Here it is. All right, so let's glue this. You know what? Nope, don't glue that down yet, Robin. Always do your layer last, because you know me, I'm going to want to add ribbon. So let's feel if, I think that's dry. You know, it's a little shiny still, so let's leave that alone and work on our piece here. Now I'm going to bring in my glass mat because I want to do some blending brush, on this piece. You can see I still have a spot from my first alternative card, but we're going to make a new one. All right, so if all you have is the spot, you'll kind of just put it on. Glass mat's my favorite. You could also use a block, a clear block to put it on. I have quite a little stash of the little ones that you get in kits. And I'm going to get this started here so it's not real stark. But the good thing is we're going to cover up the center. So I just barely lay this down. And as color starts to appear, I start to apply a little more pressure. Okay, just to give, so it's not quite so stark white background. This just adds a little something to your piece. All right, so I like that. Needs a little more right here. All right, so just a little wash of color, nothing dramatic, just a light shade there. All right, and then we're going to build our cardinal scene. Now, I have pre-stamped and colored quite a collection over here so that I'm ready to go. And to help save on time with this video, I'm not going to go over how I colored these. I did use the watercolor pencils, and you can go back to my first video and see exactly how I colored those. That way I don't take up your time again to show you the same thing. And then I did use a piece of the garland out of the Winterly Treetops bundle, and I colored this with, I happen to have still a Call Me Clover Stampin' Blends, and that was closest to the Shaded Spruce. There's not, sadly, a Shaded Spruce blends. Am I saying the right color? Yes, Shaded Spruce. So, or a watercolor pencil. So if you don't have the Call Me Clover, your best bet would be to use a blender pen, which is this right here, and a little puddle of ink like I had on my glass mat. So we're going to do the same sort of layer like we did on our other cards. So I'm going to use a glue dot. I have a little collection of glue dots from past paper pumpkin kits. All right, and I'm going to put one on the back of his tail. And I'm going to put one on the little piece of garland here. Take off the backings and that backing. Now I would color his feet, except his feet are going to be covered up. So just want him kind of peeking out of the garland there. I like that. All right, and then we're going to add him here. First, I decided I do want to add a little more to the background. So I'm going to stamp more of these leaves around this circle to help fill it out a little bit. So again, no particular system. I think I'm going to do like 3 or so. So this will be below the garland. There we go. Get my chamois back out and clean him up. My chamois is well loved, as you can see here. This whole thing is what comes as one chamois. I cut it in half and then this piece in half, so it's easier to use in my Stamparatus. I'm not taking a big old floppy thing to it. It just helps clean that off. All right, let's put our, let's figure out which way gives us the most leaves that we stamped. You know what? I'm going to stamp one more because I really want one here, and I didn't. I should have held that up kind of while I was stamping. So let's do one more. All right. Now hopefully we'll have some showing. Glue last always. Kind of eye where your stuff is going to go, and then that way you'll have places where you can redo it. Okay, I like that better. I can see more greenery all around him, the cardinal. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue on this piece. And nope, I liked it like it was, like that. All right, let's let that dry a little bit. I like to have this up at the top. I don't know why. I kind of like when it's got a pattern. I like that to be at the top. Now we should be able to put all our pieces together here. So here's the piece we stamped. This the part of our one of the card base, the sides. So since we have 5 of each of these, if you really wanted to, you could make 40 of these cards because it's 8 per card base and we have 5 of them. All right. Let me see if that's, it might be too late. I should have had this going. I like my T ruler to see if I get my layers on straight, and it looks like I did really well. All right, and then let's add ribbon. And I'm gonna, again, you could use this shaded spruce that's current, but I like a little pop of the red, so I'm gonna use my red. I like to give options that are current in case you don't have any past ribbon. I love to collect ribbon when it's on the clearance rack because especially basic colors like reds, whites, yellows. I mean, any of the basic colors that we have, I like to collect those when they're on the clearance rack. All right, so eye about where that is so we know where to put our tear and tape. Get rid of my blending brush. And I still have a whole nother card base to work with. I had an appointment at the house today, and so I wasn't sure when I'd be able to start my video. So I kind of started digging out those pieces and trying to get the creative juices flowing so that I could start on my second card base alternatives. All right, so then just turn that over. And now we can put it on our thick white card base. You guys like these cards? I try to use basic supplies. I did take liberty and use what they said was the coordinating cardstock, or not cardstock, the coordinating bundle and suite. Okay, there we go. Now, by the way, if you weren't interested in coloring a bunch of these cardinals, I did show in my last video, the DSP has some beautiful birds in it. Let me see if I can find all those that I cut out already. So from the DSP, you could get these birds and put there. I love these birds. They're very cute. There's also a robin bird. Let's see which one's from the kit. This one's from the kit. So I love that one. But then there's also a bunch of these other birds. Now the dies do not cut out these. You would have to fussy cut these. But the dies in the bundle do cut out these right out of the designer series paper. So those are both. Here's one. Well, that's a partial one. Here's one that I colored myself. So it was fairly close. Let's see if I had one that I did in Lost Lagoon. Nope, that's one out of the kit. Anyway, there's several different birds, especially like these I love. It's quite full. And then there's even some little bitty birds, which I don't have in this packet. So you could get a slew of different birds if you get tired of using the cardinal, kind of like this little one and so forth. So you could get that with just the designer series paper if you are a fan of fussy cutting those out. So that would be fairly economical to add. But I'm sticking with the cardinal since that's what's in our kit. And I need my dimensionals again. I may just have to start. No, I put them back in the little box. This box is back when we had the wood mount ones that came in those cases. So I did convert mine all to cling mount. And then I use the boxes like to store those in. I even put my blends in, the bigger ones, by color family, kind of like reds, greens, yellows. All right. All right, now you can decide again, do we want to go Merry Christmas or just a general thing? So if you're going to go Merry Christmas, again, you'll want to put him more at the top, especially if you're using that Merry. I kind of like it like this since that Y hangs down so far. Or you could bring it further down if you were just going to do the other one. So I'm going to lay it there. And even if I decide to use the smaller one, I could do that. Or I could stamp it on one of the labels that was provided in our kit as well. So this would be 8. I only have 2 of them made. Oh, you know what? I did forget these little branches. So I thought to add a little more interest, I'm going to add these branches here. So let's put that one in there. Don't want it hanging off so it doesn't keep it from going in the envelope. Okay, and this one's not going to show as much, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on this side just for a little more interest of that card. So, like I said, I only have another one done. I still have another one to make 8. So let's get them all out. So there would be 3 of these, 2 of these. Okay, so that would be 5. And then the ones we did on the first video, I set them back over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 card alternatives using this one card base. So I hope you enjoyed these alternatives. Again, like I said, I have the other card base to work with and the envelopes if I decide to cut those up. So be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you do not miss any of my other alternatives I come up with. The best compliment you can give me for this video is a thumbs up. Share this with your other paper crafting friends. Always subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. I love hearing where everyone is watching from, like your state, city, whatever. That's interesting to me. I do try to read them all and reply. So again, if you have any questions, let me know and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And so until my next paper pumpkin video, I hope you all have a great day. By the way, on my last video, I started to sign off and then my little cat whose birthday was on that day, he came up, so I shared him again on the video. So if you're interested in seeing Coco again, hang out on that last video. I do a second closing and have him on camera as well. So have a great day, everyone. Again, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I need 55 more of you guys to hit that subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.